Hello, good evening, good evening. Yes, we singing. Come on, glamour girl.
Oh,
Come on.
hello guys.
That's right. We're gonna introduce your hair this evening.
Well, according to Dr. Wade, my hair's name is Sana. So introducing Sana to the live. Hey, girl, hey.
I love it. All right, I'm trying to get my stuff together here and not have echoes bouncing on me. So, all right, let's
Okay.
see.
Is
I
somebody in
do
the
love
phone
it.
on the phone on the background?
You can hear.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me mute myself for a moment.
Okay.
Ask them to quiet down a little bit.
Mhm.
All right, y'all saw that. So yes, I'm calling out to the other room.
Mhm.
It's a real time
Yes.
situations. All right, y'all. Hello and welcome to the greatest blueprint. I am one of your co-hosts, Dr. Kathleen Walls.
And I am Dina Davis, licensed therapist and no licensed social worker. Sorry. I am a therapist and self love coach.
All right. Hey, Pastor G.
Hi, Pastor G.
Okay. For some reason, I'm not able to get my chat to pop out. Usually, I get my chat to pop out
Okay.
so I can follow along with what's going on, even because, sometimes it doesn't show up. Um,
Hmm.
but all right. Oh, well, we'll work with what we have. So, how
Yes.
are you doing today, madam?
I am good today. I
Mm-hmm.
had my what did I have today? Self defense and martial arts
Yes,
training today.
yes, you
I was
did.
doing some hiya with
What
the
did Dr.
stance.
Wade call it that time?
Oh my gosh, I can't remember.
Remember, she said something.
Chiya,
Something.
Hachi,
Hacha, hacha,
Hacha.
hacha.
I've had my
Yes,
Hacha.
you had your
If he was
hacha
here right
today.
now, he would kick my butt. Like, what? That's not what it's called. But yes, it was really good though. Like I said on my page, my
Mhm.
energy has been low for the past couple of days, and
Mhm.
so I was contemplating if I was going to go or not. But this
Mhm.
morning I felt like better than yesterday, and so I pushed
Good.
through and I
Good.
went, and it literally like shifted. It just took it over the top in terms of
Good.
shifting my energy, so it was good.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and I got
Fantastic.
to learn some self defense moves and things like that, so it was
Good.
good.
All right.
Mm.
So more people need to take some hacha.
Yes. I was thinking we should do a class or something, an Hachai class.
Yes, and we should call it that too. Just
Yes,
hey,
Hachai.
hey, Leslie. So,
Yes,
so
I think that would be
important.
cute.
Yeah, I
Hmm.
think you know what. To your point. So, for people who are just joining us, welcome to the Greatest Blueprint. We're gonna talk about our topic in a moment, but we're just checking in with each other to see how we're actually doing. And
Hmm.
we model things in real time. And I think it's so important that we do check in and see how people are doing and actually listen to the
Hmm.
responses, right? And so, one of the things that you mentioned was that you had been low, your energy had been kind of low the last couple of days.
Yes. Hmm.
But then in deciding whether or not you were going to actually participate in something that you had planned, and how many times has that happened to us where
Oh
we have
gosh.
plans,
Yes.
right? We have plans and then we decide, I'm not really feeling up to it. But then
Hmm.
you opted to continue and go through with it. Um,
Hmm.
it brings back a story that I'll share in a moment, but I want to know from you what made you choose to go through with it, even though you weren't feeling like you wanted to.
I just know the power of moving your body and doing
Hmm.
activities and
Hmm.
the ability of like shifting your own energy. So
Hmm.
I could have, maintained the choice of staying in that space, staying low, or
Hmm.
making a conscious decision to do something that's going to elevate me energetically. So I
Hmm.
just, even last night, I went to bed kind of late, like 11:30 ish or
Hmm.
so. and I went to bed with the thought like, okay, we already committed to this. Let's go to
Mhm.
bed. Let's have a
Mhm.
full night's rest. And
Mhm.
God willing, thankfully, thankfully it
You
happened. But
did.
sometimes you
Yes.
are awakened out of your sleep. So that's really what I mean. Not like anything is gonna happen to me.
Mhm.
But a full night's, rest, and then let's see how we're gonna feel. But my notion going to sleep was I'm going to feel better because I have the rest and.
Yep.
So yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
And that to me, that's so important. Uh-oh. To me, that's so important because many times we end up missing out on a lot
Right.
because we've
Mhm.
decided not to follow through and to stay in that funky feeling. And
Mhm.
so I highlight that for two reasons. Number one, I used to, and good evening, everyone who's coming in. Please be sure to, say hello in the chat so
Yes,
we
because I can't
recognize
see.
you. I know. So I want to be able to shout you out. You know how Pastor McCarter and I used to
Yes.
be shouting people out. I want to be able to
Yes.
shout you out. So please be sure to say hello and let us know where you're in from,
Yes.
so
Where
Philadelphia
what state
area,
you're in,
the
yeah.
state you're
Mhm.
in, and so forth.
Mhm.
But I think about, right, I used to teach an 8 o'clock class at Temple,
Mhm.
and
Whoop, whoop.
that's right, Cherry and White. We fight, fight, fight. So,
Okay.
but I remember one of my students came up to me, and I'm an early person. Hey,
Mhm.
Kimmy. So
Hello.
and I remember her coming up to me at the end of the class. Hello from San Diego. Hey, cute.
Ah.
She got cute emojis. Too bad you missing them. They
I
super cute.
am.
Yes, they are really cute. And she said to me at the end of the class, she said, when I saw it was an 8 o'clock class, I said I
Mhm.
was dropping it. She was like, I wasn't
Mhm.
coming. She said, but something in me said to go. She
Mhm.
said, I'm so happy I went. She said, I was never so excited to wake up so early in the morning and be at a class.
Oh, 8
I
a.m. I'm
8
thinking 8
a.m.
p.m.
No, 8 a.m. So I would
Mhm.
be, I'd be there at like 7:30. And so and and chatting them up before class even
Right.
starts. But she was like, she said, I learned so much in this class, and I learned so much about myself, and I learned the power and the importance of pushing through.
Mhm.
She said, because I really wanted to stay in bed. She said, and after the first day, I was like, I'm not missing this class and I'm not being late.
Right. Mhm.
Right. And so many times we miss our blessings,
Right.
right? We miss things for us because we our feelings keep us
Yes.
from things. Sometimes our
Mhm.
feelings promote us and provoke us, right? And push us, which is great. But sometimes they keep us from
Mhm.
things. And so now
Mhm.
I'm going to tie it to our theme, but what do you want to say?
Well, I wanted to tie it to our conversation earlier in
Sure.
regards to the abundant,
Mm-hmm.
mindset
Mm-hmm.
and being conscious of distractions. So
Yep.
if I wasn't conscious of the energy that I was in, that easily could have been a distraction,
Easily.
preventing me from anything that is abundant that could come from, me
Yep.
going to the training. Because the training is
Yep.
for our show,
Yes.
but it's like it's a multitude of things that it could have blocked me from.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's what I was thinking in my head, like, okay,
Yes.
we just talked about distractions. If I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't aware of the
Mm-hmm.
power of energy and shifting my own energy,
Yes.
it could have distracted me and hindered me and kept me from the training and
Yeah.
any possible, you
And all the
know,
link ups that happen. So
yes.
there's been so many things that have transpired since you had that meeting this afternoon.
Yeah,
And so had you not done that, who
right.
knows if those
Everything.
other things would have happened. And this is what we have
Right.
to understand, that things are interconnected and that they
Mhm.
create a domino effect,
Yeah.
right? So for
Mhm.
those of you who are listening right now going, I got a nudge one time to do something, or earlier today I didn't do this, there's an
Mhm.
opportunity for you to have a redo, right? Just
Yeah.
because that first time you may have missed it doesn't mean you have to keep on missing the
Right.
opportunity. All right.
Mhm.
And so it all it ties into this theme where it says, am I Barbie? I don't dot dot dot, right? And so
Mhm.
I left that open
Mhm.
because what's the dot dot dot? So how did this theme even come to pass? So I
Yes.
decided,
Yes, because I'm even perplexed. I know they looking like what? Because I'm even lost. Okay, but
right.
go ahead.
So I just I wanted to see the Barbie movie.
Mhm.
Now, be
And I
very
did
clear.
not.
She did not. There was no part of her or Sinai. And for those who are just joining us, please tell them who Sinai is. We have a special guest today who is Sinai.
So Sanai is my luxurious hair, okay, named by Dr. Wade. I
Yes.
saw her in Target a couple days ago, and we do this thing where we name our hair. And so she has a name for her hair, and so she said, "Oh, I love your hair." And I said, "Well, I haven't named it yet. What do you think of a name?" And she said, "Okay, step back. Is she in here yet?
I
Is
don't
she
know if
here?"
she's in. If she's in, I need her to to let us know.
She probably would be hollering right now if she was
Yes.
here. So she
Yes.
says, step back, let me see. So I step back, I do my little twist and turn. She says, Sanaa. I said, Sanaa? Sanaa, that's the name. So I said, okay, I like Sanaa. So now my hair is named Sanaa.
Sinai. Here
So
we go. Leslie is cracking up. Welcome,
so
Sinai. Oh, JJ Hannah said, I love it. Look. So we welcome Sinai to the show tonight. All right.
so, and listen here, Sanaa will be here for the next 4 to 6 weeks. So
Okay.
she gonna get comfortable, okay? She may be straight, she may be crinkled, curl. So y'all
Uh-oh.
just welcome. She here.
Yeah, no, no. JJ Hannah says Silky Sinai.
Listen, oh, SS,
Come on.
SS.
SS is here. And Shay Dawson said, hey, girls. Hey. So we
Nice.
are here. The three of us are here. So
We
we
need a
all
name for
went
your hair color too, though. But we
mm,
gonna get there. We're
autumn.
gonna get there. All
Autumn.
no, that's two. We
That's
got
two.
Ace after Wade.
Okay, Dr. Wade, when you chime in, we need haircut. We can take votes from everyone else in the room as well,
Yeah.
on what
You
on what.
gotta, but see, you gotta put. Can you put a picture or post a picture up
Yes,
from the
from the
fashion
event.
show?
Okay.
Yes,
All
that
right.
way it's popping. It was fresh.
Yes.
Everybody can
Yes.
see the makeup and the
Yes.
whole
The whole look.
shebang, and then
The
we can get
whole.
some polls on
Okay.
the name. Okay,
All right. Here we go. I'm pulling. I'm pulling it up right now.
okay,
This is what Barbie does, apparently. So
right.
let
Because I
me
am a
see here.
Barbie.
That's what. Oh, you claiming it?
Well, no, not really. I
Ah!
do Barbie things, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't really. I want to hear
My take.
your. Yeah.
All right. So as I pull this up, everybody get your pens, get your
Mhm.
notebooks ready so you can start to understand how we even got to this.
I had mine too, y'all, because I don't
So
know.
you
So
waiting already?
yes.
Okay. Let me see. It's it seems like it's not giving me, let me see
Exactly.
here. Um for some reason it's not coming up as simple as it normally does.
Okay.
I think they did a upgrade. I think that's what happened. Let
Okay.
me see here. But I'll try one more time and then if not, we'll just go on and jump in. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Because I'm mindful of people's time. All right, there we go. All right. So here she is.
Boom
Let me
pow.
pull it. Yeah, there we go. So, all right.
Yes.
So that was red carpet Barbie. So
We're carpet host Barbie.
red carpet host Barbie. That's right. Holding it down. Fresh
Yes.
color and everything else. Fresh color and
Yes.
cut. So there she goes.
Mhm.
Okay. What do we have here? All right. So Leslie put, hey girl, welcome. Welcome, SS. All right, here we go.
I'm cracking
So
up.
this is what happened. Oh, the Shay said amazing, and Leslie said fire.
Yes. So
There we
that's your
go.
name.
Yes.
Fire.
Oh, my name is Fire. Okay,
Yep.
I'll take Fire. I'll take fire for the fall. That works for
Mhm.
me.
Mhm.
All right. So, why Barbie?
Mhm.
Because anybody that knows me growing up, I did not play with dolls. I was not
Mhm.
interested. When I heard there was a Barbie movie coming out, this was not going to be my thing to go to.
Yeah, I'm really shocked. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Go ahead.
don't worry. I am too. Right. Little Kathy is like, what?
Right.
So,
What are we doing here?
right. But then I run one of my projects is that I run a book club for
Mhm.
women leaders, women in leadership roles
Okay.
for a company. And so one of the things was that somebody in one of the groups had said, I want you to go see the Barbie movie. And they
Send it to
talked,
you.
said it to the group.
Okay.
Like, took a poll of how many people had seen it, who hadn't seen it, and asked for it to be an action step because
Mm.
they talked about the number of themes that appeared within the Barbie movie.
Mhm.
And so I had said, okay, I will check it out for work purposes.
Mhm.
I will check it out and see what these themes are so that when we have our next book club, we can discuss this. And as women
Mhm.
in leadership, what does that look like? So that's why I said, okay, I'm gonna check it out. And then because I knew I was going for work purposes, I knew my mind would be looking at it differently.
Mhm.
All right.
Okay.
And then it
Mhm.
just so happened, why should I go alone when everybody can go?
The whole
So
family.
the whole family went. Yes. So we all went to go see Barbie, whether they liked it or not. So,
Yes.
but interestingly, I asked 14-year-old male to
Mhm.
accompany us.
Mhm.
And he said yes, he wanted to go. And at the end, when I asked him how did he like the movie, what did he say?
He said he liked it.
And when I asked him what did he like about it, he said that he liked the theme
Mhm.
of you should stand up for yourself, believe in yourself, and so forth.
Mhm. He
So
also
he
talked about attachment too. How
go ahead.
Ken was attached to Barbie
Yep.
in the beginning. I
Yep.
was half listening, but yes, that's what
And
I
that
got.
and that Ken did not have a full sense of self. And the
Mm.
importance of making sure that you have a full sense of self. So I'm like, my job is done. I'm I'm good. And so as I'm taking notes in the movie, right? As I'm taking notes, 11-year-old is sitting next to me going, you taking notes in the movie? Yes, I'm taking
Mhm.
notes in the movie because I'm legit here for work. And
Right.
so and she's looking at the notes that I'm taking, and then
Mhm.
she starts to give me quotes from the movie to put in my notes.
That's what she. That's what you was talking about. I didn't know
Yes,
what you was talking about.
yes.
Okay.
So now
Mhm.
she's paying attention to the movie in a different way because
Meanwhile,
meanwhile,
I'm all the way in the back row
yes,
to the left,
yes,
away from everybody. They're all in a little cluster. I'm like, gone.
right. Right. Y'all go ahead. Mommy's taking a break now.
Right.
Right. And it was, Leslie, it was great feedback from him, which
Mhm.
then caused us now to then, after the movie, look at how much money did this movie make?
Mhm.
Who earned what in the movie? Was there equality of pay
Mhm.
between the men and the women? Who got what? Like it opened up. When was Barbie even created?
Yes.
What messages was the purpose of Barbie? So it was
Right.
like, am I? So as Dean and I were talking, it was like, am I a Barbie girl? Right?
Mhm.
Because before yesterday, I would have definitely been y'all holla back. No, there's no way in the world I'm a Barbie
Mhm.
girl. So,
Mhm.
but looking at it from a different lens, it was like, this is something really to think about. Go ahead, what you thinking before I start jumping into other stuff? I got a
Lord.
whole list.
Oh my God. Well, yeah, this she's gonna take over this one today. But the other thing that I thought was interesting was that just the inequality just
Hmm.
throughout the movie,
Yep.
right? So it was like first um it was strictly women, right? And
Hmm.
then towards the end when Ken, I hope everybody watched the movie, but if you didn't, here you go.
Spoiler
We was
alert.
We late to the party
We
anyway,
so
so
late to the party. I
the
mean,
party over.
we were in the theater by ourselves, and then two other people came in. Yes,
Yes. The guy was like, "You guys can sit literally anywhere you
wherever you
want."
want. Right.
We're like, "Great." But in the beginning, it was strictly, just the women. Everything was ran by the women, and then towards the end, when Ken got a taste of the real world, it was like
Hmm.
Ken is a Barbie land.
Yes.
Barbie land was taken over by the men, and I
Hmm.
don't even still even really see. I mean, I guess there really wasn't even equality towards the end
Hmm.
either, right? Because it was
Hmm.
taken back over
That's right.
by the females.
The matriarchy.
So yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
So there were a couple things that I just want to highlight. I know some people may be thinking like, "Dang, I ain't even think about the movie like that." So,
Right.
right.
See
So,
how we go to the movies. Listen.
right. So the movie opens up with little girls playing with baby dolls.
Yes.
Legit, right? The little ugly little baby dolls. My personal opinion.
Don't
I
because you don't
disclaimed
like
it.
Barbies.
I don't like
You
dolls.
don't like dolls.
Right. So
Little tomboy.
exactly. Unless they're Froggy T and Bunny stuffed animals, I'm really not interested. So right now watch them create an action figure of me, and I'll be like,
Right.
oh, this is so cute. Anyway, all right. Now they're playing with baby dolls, and they make the statement that initially dolls just taught little girls how to become mothers.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
I'm like, I never thought about it that
Yep.
way,
Mhm.
right?
I
Because
always thought of it that way.
do
Even
tell.
then, I mean, because of like the Cabbage Patch dolls
Mhm.
and Baby Alive.
Mhm.
Like remember Camilla said
That
that she
one.
she had a baby
Mhm.
alive.
Mhm.
But that was always a thought to me. I don't know if
Mhm.
somebody imprinted that or not, or maybe it
Mhm.
was a thought that came earlier. Because when
Mhm.
I did play with dolls, I didn't have Barbie Dream House, but I did have
Mhm.
Barbies.
Mhm.
But I didn't think about that at that time. But
Mhm.
growing up, like I guess
Mhm.
going to college and everything, yeah,
Right.
that was a thought. It's like, okay, dolls were just made for
Wow.
women to or girls to teach them how to be mothers.
And I guess I was never interested because I really wasn't interested in being a mother,
Right.
right? So, yeah, so JJ Hannah, it hasn't populated yet. I'll put it up as soon as it pops up. Here we go. Um, she put to take care of them or something to nurture maternal instincts.
Right. To
Interesting.
enhance it, to instill
Right.
it, to continue it, perpetuate it, that
Hmm.
nurturing energy.
Right. So yeah, so as I'm having a real time moment, it was like that wasn't something that I was interested in being. I wanted to be a grandmother, and I've achieved that, y'all. So, but I didn't want to
Ah,
be a mother, right?
right. So weird. They're like, what? How you do that?
So that
Another,
mother stuff,
another
that was
time,
too
another
much
show.
responsibility. Yeah, definitely, definitely that whole responsibility thing. But anyway, so right, it wasn't appealing. So then when Barbie was created in 1959,
Hmm.
it ended up saying that oh, what is this, Kim? What did she say? My brothers related change pampers to playing with dolls with me. Look at that.
Mm.
Hmm. Interesting. So yeah, so in 1959 they created Barbie, and Barbie was the first grown-up version of a woman in doll
Mm.
form.
Hmm.
So I was like, wow, again, I never thought about these things because that was not an aisle that I went down in the toy store.
Right.
Um, and then it turns out Ken wasn't created until 1961 for
Mm.
the purpose of being Barbie's boyfriend. Like that
And
was his sole purpose.
procreating,
Right. I don't know because,
baby. They didn't have the babies.
but I don't know how they happen because they don't have no
Well, we
genitalia.
don't.
So
We
yeah,
know
but
that, but little kids don't know that.
right.
Is they don't really even think about the act of creating a
Mhm.
baby. It's more so
Mhm.
just like, oh, you have Barbie, you have Ken, and then
Uh
you have
huh.
these babies.
And then you had a family. Well, which was also interesting because then they did talk about the different Barbies that were created but then canceled,
Right.
right?
Right.
So you had that. So again, this whole idea that there was a woman who was created who ran this industry, and this man was created literally just to serve one purpose in her life, and that was to be
Mhm.
her boyfriend, not her husband, but to be her boyfriend,
Mhm.
right? So now that theme plays out in the movie, and he then, to Chris's point, did not have a clear sense of self,
Mhm.
right? From a self love queen standpoint, what do you have to say about that?
Well, I teach my male clients the same things that I teach my female clients is that
Mm-hmm.
you have to have a strong sense of self when you're entering into a relationship. Like
Mm-hmm.
they require the same love and attention and respect that a woman requires,
Mm-hmm.
but you have to do the work to understand. Okay, who are you? What do you like?
Yeah.
What don't you like? What do you want? What don't you want?
Yeah.
In life, in a relationship, just period in general. So yes, I would
Mm-hmm.
tell Ken.
Mm-hmm.
Let's dig deep
And
into the
all the kin.
core
Yes.
in all the kins. Yes. Yeah, it's
Mm-hmm.
very important to have a strong sense of self when you're in a relationship. So,
Yeah.
yes.
And
Hmm.
so, interestingly, about that movie was they showed the variety of Kens, right? There was
Hmm.
black Ken, Asian Ken, white Ken.
Hmm.
There was, and then the same with Barbies. There were all the various versions,
Hmm.
ethnicities of Barbies. They
Hmm.
different jobs,
Occupation job.
right?
Hmm.
Issa Rae was President Barbie,
Hmm.
right? All these Nobel Peace winning Barbie,
Hmm.
construction Barbie, right? There were all, it was the fact that there were all of these versions
Hmm.
of this Barbie, and the one that was the lead was known as stereotypical Barbie,
Hmm.
which I
Hmm.
thought was very fascinating as well. And so, to the point that she no longer fit the stereotype,
Hmm.
right? Because there's a scene where her feet are up like this
Hmm.
and she starts to become grounded,
Hmm.
and her feet are now flat.
Hmm.
And as her feet are now touching the ground, she's experiencing a different reality,
Hmm.
right? And her energy got low as
Hmm.
she was connected with someone else. So, like, there was a lot going on in this Barbie movie.
And you know what else? I meant to say this too. There was a spiritual component to it too.
Do tell.
They talked about like collective energy, being connected to,
Hmm.
people,
Yeah. Even people you
transference.
don't know,
Yes,
right? Because in
yes,
the story, Barbie's emotional state was impacted by someone who used to play with her, right?
yes, yeah,
Who she physically did not know, and
right,
then went out into the real world to find this entity that was
right,
impacting her mood. Go ahead.
right. Now think about
Which
look
also
at that,
impacted her reality. Go ahead.
right. But the manner in which the steps she took to find that person, she meditated, she
Yes,
had
she did.
premonitions,
Yes, she did.
right? She
Mhm.
went with her
Good catch.
instinct to
Yep.
find this little
Yep.
girl.
Yep.
Um, yeah, she just really like went internally to figure
Mhm.
out the steps. They kept saying like, and they talked about the steps, right? What happened?
Leslie said, Dina, you were checking it out. Tell her, Leslie.
Right,
She tried
right,
to act
right.
like she wasn't paying attention. Mhm.
I wasn't fully because I knew that she was going for work. I didn't know why she was going or what it was
Mhm.
for, but I knew
Mhm.
she was going to ask me questions. Last night I really wasn't feeling it. She asked me how it was. I said it was good, and I just left it at that. And she
Mhm.
knew my energy was low, but
Mhm.
I was checking it out because I knew she was going to ask me, "What did you
Mhm.
think?" And da, da, da,
Mhm.
da. So I always gotta. I have to be ready, Leslie. I can't get ready. I have to stay ready with her
That's
because you
right.
just never know. So yes, I was checking it out because
Okay.
that did pique my interest. It was like,
Mhm.
oh, when they
Mhm.
started talking that collective and the thoughts and all of that, people
Mhm.
don't. I don't think people really pay attention to like how much stuff is like laced with,
Yes.
different components, like spiritual
Yes.
components or this, or
Yes.
they just think like, oh, she just had a vision.
Mhm. Mhm.
Hello, like
Mhm.
so.
That's right.
Yeah, I like that component. And then what I was going to say was the steps to get to the the alternate reality, and then the
Yes.
steps to take back to get to Barbie
Yes.
Land.
Yes.
Steps to life,
Go on. Come on,
the
teach.
stages.
Come on, teacher, teacher, teach.
Teacher, teacher.
Yes.
But yeah, so it was a lot of gems that
Yes.
I picked up on
Yes.
in the movie that we teach our clients all the time. Like you have to take baby steps and all of that stuff.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Leslie put, yes, we know our girl.
yeah. She be going deep. I be like, I don't feel you today. She be like, mm-hmm. So, but you tell me anyway. Like,
Put your mermaid fin on and let's go diving. Let's go.
oh
Let's
Lord.
go. So yeah, so again, right, applicability. So, right,
Yeah.
am I a Barbie? Right? Am I connected to people?
Mhm.
And the answer obviously is yes, right? I
Mhm.
am connected to people. Am I connected to people who impact my mood and my behaviors? Yes,
Mhm.
I am. Am I sometimes connected to people and don't realize that I'm connected to people? Yes.
Mhm.
All right. And sometimes we have the fortune of actually meeting those people who were, and it's like, oh, that's who I'm connected to. And then
Mhm.
learning that relationship, right?
Mhm.
And looking at that. Go ahead. What you want to say?
No, I was thinking about when they finally made the connection of who
Hmm.
she was connected to.
Yes.
She thought that she was connected to the daughter, but she actually was connected to the mother.
Do
And so,
tell. We sometimes have relationships with people because we think we're connected to that person, but in actuality, that person is the link to somebody else.
yeah. And then you get
Mhm.
upset. Like, this is aside from the Barbie movie, but you get upset when you think that the person that linked you is supposed to go with you to the next phase when it's
Yes.
really just to get you to that person. So,
Say
yeah.
it again. Write that down, y'all. Please
What did
do.
I say? Look, I'm like, what did I say?
Hit replay, hit rewind.
Okay, I think I can do this. So
Okay.
sometimes we get upset when we have to. Are they laughing at me?
JJ Hannah says, say what?
Say what?
Right. Of course, I got to give her a
Sometimes,
1970s
right,
version. Say
JJ,
what? Right.
right.
Go ahead.
So sometimes we get upset when we have to let the person go that is the link, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
they are just the link. They are the
Mm-hmm.
link to get us to that person, and
Mm-hmm.
that person is who we really are supposed to be connected
Mm-hmm.
to, not the link.
That's right. That's right. And we have
So,
to understand, right? We have to learn to understand that. And this is
mhm,
why sometimes when people have breakups or separations,
yeah.
and people say, you can say thank you to that person because
Oh
that
my gosh,
person
yes.
is connecting you. I mean, there are people who are deep in my life that were
Mhm,
connected from somebody else, and I don't have a connection to the person that made the connection because they
mhm,
legit did their job and
yeah.
rolled out, right? They did what they, they did what they were supposed to do, right? So reason,
Right.
season, lifetime. They did what they
Yeah.
were supposed to do, and they
Mhm,
made the connection. And
mhm,
so we have to, recognize that and release them, and say thank you, right,
mhm.
for doing what they did.
Yep.
Yep, exactly. Ah, Whitley and Dr. Wade are here.
Oh. She gotta go back. We can't go back that way. I told him the story about Sanaa. Right, crack it up.
All right. So what else? What else jumped out at me? And there were a lot of concepts in Barbie. Barbie was not a child movie. Let me be very clear.
No, but you know what? The critics, a lot of people were saying that, like social media, they were like, what she said.
Dr. Wade is cracking up. She just got some emojis. Go ahead.
um, yeah, a lot of the critics on like social media was saying that it was not a child's movie. Like,
Mm-mm.
aesthetically, yes,
Mhm.
it was like
Mhm.
aesthetically pleasing for children, but it was
Mhm.
so many like little things that was just like true. It's kind of like
Yeah.
SpongeBob. Like, you know how SpongeBob used to be laced with all the
Yes.
adult,
Yes.
innuendos.
Yes.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was like that for me because I was like, ooh, okay,
Yeah.
like,
It
mhm.
was a lot. I mean, there was one line. Camille was looking over at my phone like, "What?
She's
What
so
does that
nosy.
say? What does that say?" Right.
She's so nosy. Oh my gosh.
So they had become hypnotized by the men. And
Mm,
right, so Ken comes back, he turns the place into a whole patriarchy. And now the men have taken over the dream houses, they've taken over the presidency, they've taken over everything. And they have somehow managed to hypnotize the women. And the women are now bringing them drinks and
Rubbing their
listening to
feet.
rubbing their feet, like doing all of these types of things. And so they finally have to get dosage. The women have to get doses of reality in order to break them out of the spell. And a
That's,
lot.
you know what, that
Go
reminds
ahead.
me of you and I. Because
Uh-huh.
when we are in sessions or, you know, just talking, it's like, girl, like,
Right.
what
Right.
is, go ahead.
What spell you on? Like, let me throw some water in your face.
Right.
Um, but the line in the movie, and I couldn't believe they said it, was the cognitive dissonance broke us
Mm.
out of the dreamland.
Mm. I
I
didn't catch that one. See,
oh the I said y'all said cognitive dissonance in the movie? Oh my goodness. And that's what they did, right? It was and so people are saying, what is cognitive dissonance? It's when you have a thought of something, but reality is showing you something else, and there's a discrepancy between the two, that you remain in dissonance, right? And so you either have to decide that what you're seeing is not true and stay with what you're thinking, or you have to decide if what you're seeing is true and change the way that you see something.
and so the thing is that it, to change the way that you see something, that's all you see. So if
Hmm.
you are seeing all of the women catering to the men or conforming or being hypnotized to the men, it makes you second guess yourself. Like, well, hold up,
That's right.
what am I supposed to do with this? Like, okay, well,
Hmm.
it's easier just to conform than to
Right.
challenge and go against the grain.
Ugh. Right. Gives me the heebie jeebies just
Hmm.
even thinking about it. Right. And that's exactly what happens. And so, in this world of diversity, equity, and inclusion, DEI, gender balance, all of these types of things, there's a lot of cognitive dissonance happening with
Hmm.
people. This is what
Right.
made the George Floyd and so many other things so powerful, because it's like people want to say, not we, because I wasn't not one of them. Some people want to say it wasn't true, that
Hmm.
systemic racism wasn't true, that focusing on black males wasn't true, that black lives didn't matter, like all of these things, right? But then you look at this video, and now this video is showing you reality, and it's challenging what's been programmed in your mind.
Hmm.
And now here comes the domino effect. If this isn't true, what else have I been told that isn't true?
Yeah, you going in a rabbit hole.
Now that's right. And I'm saying, welcome. I'm Bunny. I'm
Yes.
Foggy T and Bunny. Let's go. Hippity,
Yes.
hippity hop. Let's go.
Hmm. Hmm.
Right. Because now we got
Hmm.
to look at these things. And this is what happened in this place. Dr. Wade said, besides saying that Whitley is in his house, Dr. Wade Dr. Wade said Barbie got deep and people were not ready. Barbie
Barbie
got
got
deep.
deep.
Barbie got deep.
I was surprised.
Mm-hmm.
I was
Mm-hmm.
really surprised.
Yep.
Barbie got deep.
Yes.
And I don't even know if everybody caught it though.
Mm-mm.
That's the
Which
thing.
is why we're
Like,
doing this show.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine if we would have saw it when it was hot,
Mm-hmm.
when it first came out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know we're supposed to see when we're supposed to see it,
Yes.
but we would have killed it.
Mm-hmm.
Broke that thing down.
Look.
We probably
Look.
would have been challenged too, like a lot,
Oh yeah, I'm
because
sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
So yeah. So we got to take a look at, how are we talk about societal roles. So the other thing was Barbie was created in the story. Barbie is created by a woman,
Mm.
and she was created for her daughter. All
Mm.
right. But in the movie, the Mattel company is run by nothing but men
Mm.
who are claiming to know what women want and or need without any conferencing with women.
Mm.
Right? Go ahead.
I mean, it's literally society right
Right.
now.
Right.
Right.
And so the real world was the opposite of Barbie land.
Right.
And so having to deal with that. So it was also very interesting because when Barbie came to the real world, she was expecting to see women in power. She was
Mm-hmm.
expecting, she considered her life and her role in the life of women to be very empowering. And when she came across young girls who actually saw her as disempowering women, because here she is, um, her measurements are not stereotypical, yet she was deemed stereotypical Barbie.
Mm-hmm.
And so the little girl talked to her about how it made her have poor body image and have a
Mm-hmm.
false sense of self and so forth. And so it then began challenging her with her understanding of ourself, right? Of herself, which
Mm-hmm.
again, going back to the question of, am I a Barbie, right? Am I self aware?
Mm-hmm.
Am I actually clear on who I am and the impact that I'm having on people?
Mm-hmm.
Am I taking assessment of it? See, Barbie was initially just going with her thoughts. She hadn't taken time to get any feedback. And because she was surrounded by a bunch of Barbies that all had the same thoughts that she had.
Mm-hmm.
So, are we diverse in our thoughts? We are diverse in appearance, right? Because there was Black Barbie, Asian Barbie, Hispanic Barbie. But are we diverse in our thoughts? And that's where a lot of times when I work with companies, you can be diverse enough. If I take a picture, we think it's a Benetton ad. But if y'all
Mm-hmm.
all thinking the same thing, then you're not coming up with enough innovation. Go ahead,
Mm-hmm.
your thoughts.
No, I'm just thinking about the self-awareness. Like, are we self-aware, with
Hmm.
internally, and are we aware that we are different? Like,
Right.
and we don't have to conform, we don't have to think the same way, we're not going to look the same because we're all uniquely made differently, but we
Mhm.
don't have to conform to what we are being fed, what
Mhm.
has been imprinted on us, and we can shift it and change it. So,
Mhm. Mhm.
yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. So it was very. It was. There were a lot of a lot of pieces in there. Um. Let me look at my list. Anything else you want to bring up?
No, I think we hit it. I mean, we hit a lot of the key points
Mhm.
on the nose. Yeah.
Mhm. Um. A line that I thought was interesting that they said, and I'm curious of what you think and what others people think as you hear it. It said, "We mothers stand still so we can see how far our daughters have come."
Hmm.
We mothers
That doesn't
stand
resonate with
still
me.
so we can see how far our daughters have come. Yeah.
I don't like the stand still part because I
Ex-
don't stand still. So
No
I'm
way,
shaking and
shape, or
baking, I'm
form.
moving,
Mhm.
I'm ruffling feathers, I'm making changes. I'm a change agent.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
I help people to change the way that they think. So with me doing that, so much movement,
Mhm.
I do that so that my Camille can see. Like I create waves, not
Mhm.
like,
I create
major
waves like my hair. Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead. You like that, Dr.
You
Wade? Go ahead.
need to just call Issa. Issa, you know
Yes.
how Issa just busts out
Yes. Could you
in
imagine
the
a
middle?
conversation between the two of us?
Oh my gosh. She'd be like,
Hilarious.
Dr. Ross, I love
And I'm
you.
saying,
I'm
Issa,
bringing,
call me, girl. I'm here.
right.
I'm ready.
Yeah. But yeah, so I don't stand still. Like, I believe in the notion of, like, when I move, I'm making moves so that
I make money move. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm
You
just
knew
done.
it. Y'all knew it was coming. How many people knew it was coming? Just raise your hand in the chat. You knew it was coming.
I can't even get a thought out. I
Go
can't. She
ahead.
keep breaking my thought. I don't even know what I was gonna say anymore. Um, I make moves so that Camille can move too. Basically, that I'm not even saying nothing else because clearly everything is a song tonight. So we just want to leave it. Want to leave it at that.
No,
But that
I
that
agree.
statement does not resonate with
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
It yeah, no.
Yeah. No, it made my stomach turn too, and not in a good way.
Yeah, stand say it again.
Yeah. So they said, we mothers stand still so we can see how far our daughters have come.
That doesn't even make sense to me.
Yeah.
Like, okay, but what do you think? I know you said you don't like it, but what are
Yeah,
your
I
thoughts
didn't
on
like
it?
it either because, as a mentor, I'm always setting new
Right.
paces and new
Mhm.
milestones, right?
Mhm.
And so my goal and my hope is that you will get farther faster. Like
Right.
I'm able to say,
The
watch out for
momentum.
that, right? Don't
Right.
trip over that. That's a
Right.
landmine. That's a distraction. Don't pay that no mind. Don't get caught
Right.
up, right? So then, therefore, by the time you hit my age, you should be farther faster. But I haven't stopped
Right.
to watch you. I'm still moving.
Right.
So, yeah, so that part didn't resonate with me. So, this is again why it's so important. And this is why Edmund and I do our various shows regarding film to teach people how to watch film and to pay attention, right?
Mhm.
Because these messages are seeping
Yes.
in.
Mhm.
And if they're not discussed, they take root and they
Mhm.
grow. And so
Mhm.
you got to be able, and this is why I asked again, what did you notice in the movie? What did you see in the movie? Right?
Mhm.
What did you hear? What did you take away? What do you think about that? Because I'm checking to see what connections are being made, and some things don't
So
need to
that we
stay
can
connected.
disconnect.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Let's see, what did Kim say? She says, standing still with parenting and start to guide, you will see your parenting skills. So, Kim, I think I need a little bit more. You
Mhm.
need a little bit more too? Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, wait a minute. She put something else up, but it hasn't populated yet.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Dr. Wade put something up. So Dr. Wade said, perhaps standing still in the sense of processing and marveling at the progress of the next
Mm.
generation.
Come
Okay.
on, Dr. Wade. Yes.
Was that Dr. Wade or was that Whitley? Who was that?
I think it was Whitney.
You think it was Whitley? Let's see. All right. Possibly. But again, what I do like about it is here's a statement, right?
Mhm.
Here we have diverse thoughts about the
Perspectives.
statement, right?
Mhm.
And how it can work to benefit the children, right? And benefit us
Mhm.
as a society.
Mhm.
So, yeah, yeah. So, all right. Kim said, thanks, Dr. Wade. All right. And she said,
Mhm.
right. And she said, joint effort. Dr. Wade said, joint effort. And this is
Mhm.
why, right, we have the collective conversation
Yeah.
in order to pick up the different pieces. Because I easily would have left with my stomach churning at that,
Right.
right? But now to put it from that perspective, it's like, oh, okay, that is a possibility, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, there was another line in there. I can't say this was an exact quote, but it
Okay.
was an important line where it was full figured Barbie
Mhm.
said, I can experience feelings and use my intellect. It's not overwhelming.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that was very early in the movie. Like that might have been in the first, I don't know, like in the opening, one of the
Oh
opening
wow.
scenes. Yeah.
Okay.
And she was like, I can think and I can feel at the same time. And basically, I can
Mm.
still do my job. And
Simultaneously. I like
yeah,
that.
yeah. And
Mhm.
I was like, oh, they done slid it in. And so,
Early.
right. And so, one of the books that I've been reading with my women leaders, and let me be clear, it is a book regarding women in leadership, but there are men and women in the book club.
Okay.
And so it is called Equality Courageous Conversations About Women, Men, and Race to
Mhm.
Spark a Diversity and Inclusion Breakthrough.
Mm.
Okay.
Mhm.
Oh, excuse me. And the author is Tracy Bourgeois at the top. Um,
Bourgeois.
okay. So there it is. But, and so in it, she actually talks about how, um, she talks about how men have said that women can't be in leadership because they are too emotional,
Emotional.
right? And for a long time, that was a fallacy that was passed on, and one of the reasons why some women were unable to move through the leadership ranks.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, they were trying to cut a lot of things from,
Mm-hmm.
from the beginning.
And I
Um,
like that in terms of like the I don't like it in terms of how it was used
mhm,
against some of the emotional part, but
mhm,
I like how you are helping them bridge that, right? And
mhm,
especially in terms of communication. So
mhm,
I was talking to someone a couple of days ago, and we were talking about how I have elevated in my communication style. And I
mhm,
was breaking down to them that, growing up in a household where you never know what you're coming home to, if the person is going to be
mhm,
hot, cold. I always have to
mhm,
be on my P's and Q's.
mhm,
And so growing up as an adult, it was like, okay,
mhm,
I was always ready to pop off. But then
mhm,
I had to take the emotions out of it.
mhm,
The outward emotions. I could still
mhm,
feel how I felt, but I
mhm,
had to be able to communicate it in a different way because
mhm,
everyone wasn't going to be receptive to
mhm.
the emotional banter, so to
That's
say.
right.
So it's like if I was able to articulate my feelings in a calm way, I realized that it was more effective and I got a better result.
Yep.
So I
Yep.
like how, yeah.
Yeah. Good job. And that's it, right? And learning how to manage our emotions and communicate our emotions is
Mhm.
it's a skill, and it's
Yeah.
one that can be developed over time, and to be intentional about learning it. And I know in my 30s I became very intentional about
Mhm.
understanding what I was feeling and sharing those thoughts and feelings with
Mhm.
someone else, to again, right, to create empathetic
Yeah.
connection.
Mhm.
So, and even again, going back to the movie, Barbie had been, what did it say? JJ Hennis said, y'all have sold it. I was in no way interested in the Barbie movie. Now I'm intrigued and it's on my list. Thank you.
Well, according to my son JJ, you can pirate it. I don't know if it's a
We
website
are
or
not
what.
promoting pirating. We don't do that.
Oh, sorry. I didn't
Hold
know what
up.
it is.
Rewind, cut that out. This is a live show. Here we go. Let me bring my Bernie Mac voice out. No, we do not do any pirating. So
Sorry.
JJ Hannah is
You could
cracking up.
I clearly don't know what is what, JJ. So I'm sorry.
All right, we're gonna moonwalk back into the conversation we were in. All right, here we go. I like it. um, now I forgot what I was saying, laughing at you. All right. JJ and Leslie are cracking up. So, all right. What was I saying? Help
You
y'all.
said
Give me a
in your
thought.
30s,
In my
you
30s,
had to be
learning how to,
intentional about
yes, learning how
communicating and
to,
creating
yes,
empathetic relationships.
yes, yes. Thank you
Mhm.
very much. Because
Mhm.
that's what we need. Oh, and I was saying in the movie, right there, early on, there was
Mhm.
the thing about Ken wanted to spend the night at Barbie,
Oh yes.
right? And Barbie was like, "No, we're not doing that."
Mhm. Mhm.
And so she was like, "We're having a girls' night. It's a girls' night
Mhm.
party." And he
Mhm.
was like, and she was like, "Every night is girls' night." And
Mhm.
right. And then at the end of the movie, he said she apologizes to him for
Mhm.
not taking his feelings
Yeah.
into consideration.
He was bawling his eyes out.
Honey, a whole hot mess. A whole hot mess. Now, JJ, I will let you
Yes, I was
know.
literally going to talk to JJ. Go ahead.
Go ahead. You go first. I'll go next.
No, because we are like hyping this movie up, and it's like JJ, just
Yes.
go
Yes.
with an open mind,
Yes.
okay? Do not go and think
Yes.
it's going to be this spectacular
No.
movie. We
Right.
are Our brains are wired a little differently, so we dissect things, and she has trained me to dissect things
Yes.
a little bit deeper than the average person. Okay, so don't come back in 2 weeks like the last time I saw the Barbie movie and it was trash. Okay, not on that. Okay.
I don't want you looking at me like Edmund. Edmund was
Right.
like,
You had me spend money
"You
on it.
owe me.
Right. Right.
You owe me. You owe." So, but here's the thing, right? There's messages all the time. We have to
Yeah.
learn how to pay attention to the messages, collect the messages, so forth. JJ was cracking up.
It ain't on us. Okay.
Right. Right, but the messages are there, and there's so many other messages that are in there. I mean, you saw my list. So I've only highlighted a few, but the whole idea of empathy is important. Barbie was not trying to maliciously be inconsiderate of Ken. At no point was she trying to hurt his feelings. Um, but she recognized that she did. And I
Mhm.
did a reel about a week or 2 weeks ago about the difference between someone not taking something into consideration versus someone being inconsiderate, right? Being
Mm.
inconsiderate with the purpose of disregarding you
Mm. I
versus
don't I missed that. I don't know how I missed
okay.
that.
I'll have to repost now that I
I don't know how, because I would have been like, yes.
right. Right.
That was personal.
Wait, okay. So, but learning to recognize the difference between someone maliciously not taking you into consideration versus someone just not being aware,
Right.
right?
Mm.
Which is why I always say teach people about you.
Yeah, and how
All
to
right.
treat you. Mhm.
And how to treat you. Right.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
so when Barbie realized, oh my goodness, I had been hurting Ken's feelings unintentionally, it still doesn't keep you from needing to apologize.
Mhm.
She went and
Mhm.
she was like, I apologize for this. I
Mhm.
didn't realize, but now I do realize. Now, just because I'm apologizing doesn't mean that everything's going to change,
Right.
but I am aware and
It's
there's
the
a way.
acknowledgement.
That's
Mhm.
right. That's right.
Mhm. Mhm.
So, there was growth. It showed the importance of self awareness, it
Mhm.
showed the importance of self reflection, and it showed the growth process as
Yep.
well.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Anything else? So, are you a Barbie? Are you not a Barbie? Are there any other takeaways you want to highlight?
I'm a Kenya doll.
You're a Kenya? I have no clue who that is.
Kenya dolls are like the black versions of Barbie.
Okay. Do
I
we need
think
a
it was like a
Kenya
whole
movie?
separate.
Okay.
Listen, that's a good thing.
Yeah,
Listen,
okay. All right.
but that's what I'm claiming to be, a Kenya
Mm-hmm.
doll. I don't know the
Mm-hmm.
whole story about behind it, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what I am.
Got you. Got you. All right, Kenya doll with Sanaa hair. So
Hmm.
it's a whole. Would the Sanaa hair be sold separately?
It's a unit,
It's,
yes. It's
all right,
bundles.
Mattel. All right, we got it. We
It's
got it.
bundles.
We're gonna have a whole. I think we on to something. I think we on to something. There was another quote that I don't. Unfortunately, I do not recall what the context was. Oh,
Hmm.
Leslie says she remembers Kenya.
See?
Look
Hmm.
at that. I remember Tonka. Look.
Lord, let's get
But
our baseball bat.
there it said, oh, there were two quotes that I just want to say, and then we're going to close out with your books.
Hmm.
One, she says, we were only, oh, Ken says, somebody said, I don't know who it
Hmm.
was, but the line in the movie was this: we
Hmm.
were only fighting because we didn't know who we were.
Mm.
Yes,
Mm.
yes. Okay. When I'm telling you, there were a lot of gems in
JJ
this
stole.
movie.
She like, I'm about to go get a ticket now.
Okay. Girl, you be in there in the theater all by yourself, so you be
Right.
good. Okay. And
You don't even got to rent the whole theater out.
you
Okay,
sure
take your whole
don't.
family. It's free.
So, and then the last one we're gonna stop was where was it? Yeah, there were a couple of in here. Um oh, I was gonna pick something else, but I like this one. There was a statement that said, relieve yourself of the heavy existential burdens.
Mm.
I was like, did y'all really just say that? Yes,
Mhm.
they did. Y'all, I'm telling you, there were a lot. So, on that note, I did not ever think that I would consider myself a Barbie. But
Mhm.
with all of those messages, I would have
Mhm.
to say I would consider myself Barbie adjacent. Because
But
I I'm in
She
Kathy
Barbie?
land.
Are you Barbie or not?
No, I'm in Kathy land. I'm Kathy.
Okay, that's why I said
I'm in
Kitty. Yeah.
Kathy Quick Girl land. Yes. I know that's right. Leslie said, "Who hasn't seen it? We should meet up and go together." Yes. Dr. Wade said Barbie-ish. Yes.
Barbie-ish.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I'm more there. I don't know if I could
Right.
play Barbie, but I was very much impressed with the messages. I
Yeah.
think had I not gone in with the mind to catch the
We wouldn't have.
messages,
I don't know. We would have.
we
I
would have
feel
caught
like.
some of them, but I don't think I would
Hmm.
have caught as many as I
Well,
did.
I will say this. I'm
Yeah,
shocked that I caught as many as I did.
me too. For sure.
I was not that bad, y'all.
Okay. Y'all get your cups and just go like this and just say, okay, go ahead.
No, I was shocked that I caught some of the messages too, but I
Yeah.
kind of already had the thought process that it had a lot of adult innuendos
Hmm.
that
Hmm.
I was prepared for. Because sometimes I'm not fully tapped into stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Like SpongeBob, I just can't watch it because I don't get the jokes and all of
Hmm.
that, so that just
Hmm.
flies over my head.
Hmm.
But this, it was more blatant. It was like boom, right in your face. Yeah.
Hmm. Leslie put up, I don't know if you could see it. She put up a
Mm-mm.
teacup. She put up a coffee
Up.
cup.
Leslie, I'm nice.
I love it. All right. So as we get ready to close out here, tell them
Yes.
books, programs, what's coming up.
Okay, so I'm gonna start with the self love social. All right, my next self love social, well, because
Yes.
it's a joint effort.
Yes.
Our next self love social is going to be November the 12th. It's going to be a live podcast like this, but we will be in front of you guys and it'll be interactive
Hmm.
and it's going to be a good time. So it's going to
Yeah.
be in Germantown, the Germantown section of Philadelphia. Tickets are available only through my social
Eventbrite.
media pages.
Oh, okay.
But if you guys are interested, we can send you out individual links too. But I don't know if everybody follows us, but I'll send you the link too, Doc, so that way
Okay.
you can have it,
I
and
can
all
pass
that.
it forward. Okay.
Yeah, so that's November
Okay.
the 12th
Mm-hmm.
from 11 to 1 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
What else? I'm currently in cycle 8
What's that?
for the
What's the
blueprint.
cost?
The cost is $50.
Okay. Because they're
Yes,
also getting
$50.
light fare and so forth.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, like fair refreshments.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's gonna
And
be a good
Google
time.
Gobs of entertainment. Yes.
Good, yes, yes. We're gonna come with all the giggles.
Yes. Yes.
Cycle 8 is underway. We're on
Mm-hmm.
week 4.
4.
This Sunday will be week 4. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
quickly, it's going through. It's going really well. The girls are really, engaging and all of that. So thank you to my
Fantastic.
girls.
Yes. Well done, ladies.
um, yes, January will be the abundant dinner. So I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
host an abundant dinner, a formal dinner. We gotta get you ready. We gotta
Mm-hmm.
get her ready for this
Mm-hmm.
dinner. So it's going to be a formal dinner. I have not locked in a location yet, but it's looking to be
Mm-hmm.
like an upscale, like Steak 48, Ocean Prime,
Mm-hmm.
um, that type of feel.
Yes.
And that's called the Abundant Dinner. So it's like
That's
a
right.
reset dinner for the year to
That's
get you
right.
ready and focused on the abundance that is coming
Yes.
in for everyone. So those are the events.
Yes.
Books. So, books. I have a 30-day self love challenge workbook
Mm-hmm.
that takes you through 30 days of self love activities and
Mm-hmm.
journal prompts for you to go through. And then I also have How to Heal from a Heartbreak, which is like an ebook and it just
Mm-hmm.
takes you through the stages of heartbreak as well. So,
Very good.
that's what I have going on.
All right. And social media pages for people who want to get in contact with you and want to find out more, where should they go?
Yes. So social media, my handles for Instagram and TikTok is at Dina Deana Davis Davis underscore LSW. And that's for TikTok and Instagram.
Okay. Fantastic. All right. And then I also just put your website. What can they find out on your website?
Website is strictly just for like booking consultations or booking individual or like, some type of like therapeutic service.
Okay. All right. So upcoming for me, let's run down the list. We All right. As always, one of the easiest things to do is just go to askdrwalls.com. I did just put the link in the chat. And so this Thursday at 8 p.m., we have the podcast Stronger Together with Edmund and
Mhm.
I. And so we'll be talking about some exciting news that is on the horizon and some things that have recently just passed. So I'll be sure to send out links there, but also be sure to subscribe to both of our YouTube channels. So as we have different events coming up, you can stay tuned. This Friday, I have a special podcast for my flowering fashionista with my special guest, uh, Tamara Ivy, and I am so fascinated by her story. I'm not going to drop any tapes. You just got to come here
Mhm.
because she has been a part of our lives in so many ways that we don't even know.
Mhm.
So if anybody is from the 1990s, early 2000s, R&B, hip hop, yeah, you'll learn very quickly who she
Who
is.
she is.
Yeah, so I'm very excited about that. And we're going to talk about her role in the fashion industry, which has been tremendous.
Mhm.
Yeah, so definitely join us on Friday, this Friday at 4 p.m. That's going to be a live broadcast, and I will send that out. Um, so those are those two. Of course, I have my books. Unfortunately, they're not right here because I recently did the Collingswood Book Festival. So
Mm.
everything's still kind of getting back in order.
Unpacked.
Yes,
Mhm.
and I didn't unpack because I am doing another live vending event at Enon
Okay.
on the 28th of October from 1 to 4. So if you want to come get your Froggy Tea and Bunny books and see me live and get them signed, you can come on over to Enon for their event, the one on Cheltenham Avenue. So you
Mm.
can come over there. Like I said, that's from 1 to 4 p.m. So I will be doing that event. Let's see what else. So I have obviously The Greatest Soul Journey, which is the first book. I have Live by the Spirit, which is the second book, both of them workbook style journals. And then I have the series, The Adventures of Froggy T and Bunny, The Reunion, Feeling Feelings, Bunny Gets Bullied, and Froggy Foo and Mungu, which is the
Mhm.
latest book that just came out a couple weeks ago. So there's that. And what else? Oh, and then I'll be starting a new podcast series, which is Planner's Knowledge, which is
Mhm.
based off of my publishing company, Planner's Knowledge, where I will be interviewing authors who I met at the Collingswood Book
Mm.
Festival, as well as additional authors so that people can, I just think there's so much important information in books. The same way, obviously, I dissect a movie, I dissect a book. So, to be able to learn about these authors and support independent
Yeah.
authors, I think is
Mhm.
very important. So I think that's all that's coming up currently, but you can always check out all my social media. So Instagram, TikTok, everything is Ask Dr. Walls. And then right here on YouTube, Ask Dr.
Mhm.
Walls 525. And that's that. So I'll
Yeah.
see y'all on Thursday, Stronger Together. She
Mhm.
and I will see you again on the first Tuesday
Mhm.
of November.
So
Can you
crazy.
believe it? I know. We're coming up, coming up. All right. So until then, as always, you know what? And for those who want to stay on, I'm going to say a prayer for you. If you want to get
Mm.
off, go ahead and pop off. Um, but Dina mentioned as far as a season of abundance, and we are in this season. And to learn how to embrace the season, I think is very important.
Mhm.
You can walk away with a few pieces, or you can walk away with a harvest, or you can walk away with nothing at all. It's your choice.
Mhm.
And so when there are windows of opportunity, I think it's important to open all of the windows, right?
Mhm.
And many times in that case, you may actually be opening the entire wall.
Mhm.
And so this is an opportunity for you and not to get caught by the distractions. There were things that will come into your life, we can call them noise, which will take your attention away from what you really need to be focused on. Abundance is a mindset and abundance is a feeling. And you tap into that feeling and you sit with that feeling. And so there'll be other feelings that will come in to try to distract you from that feeling. And so that's how you end up moving from a harvest to just a grocery bag. All right. So learn to discern though and learn to be able to move the energy that is trying to distract you and hold on to the energy that is really God's energy for you. Um, and in that's the prayer, honestly. So there it is. All right. So I wish you all of the happiness and all of the peace and the comfort and the comfortability as well as the abundance that God has for each and every one of you. And I pray that you receive it immediately and that you continuously open yourself to receive it and know that it does not come to an end, right? God has an endless supply, and so remain in God's abundance for your life. So until we meet again, I'll say amen. And then I will say God bless and continue to live your greatest life and be sure to tap into your greatest.
Blueprint.
All right, y'all. We'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.